Hello! Welcome to episode 32 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together to do our best to clobber the crap out of our problem.
It's clobbering time!
Exactly. We do our best to just thing ring, do our thing, clobber our problems to death, and make something creative in the world. Most recently, it's been a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, and it's going fantastically. We recently launched Kickstarter, and it was successful. We're doing this whole thing. You guys probably know what's up. By the way, I just randomly said thing ring, do your thing. There was a show in the 70s where it was a little kid had a ring, and he would say, "Thing ring, do your thing," and he would become the thing, which wasn't the story of the thing.
That's not his origin whatsoever.
It wasn't his origin whatsoever. I don't know. I would love...
Ben Grimm was an 8-year-old boy. No, he was not. He was not an 8-year-old boy.
So, yeah, it was like...
He was Michael Chiklis, okay? That's what the thing was.
Yeah. It was like... Okay, well, can we somehow make him the Hulk, but also Captain Planet? Wait, but he's not angry. He's just a little frustrated with the bullies in town, and he has a ring. I don't know how what the origin of that was, or if there was ever some comic canon to that. I don't know where that came from.
When you were talking about the thing ring, also, by the way, I immediately got flashes of the twins, the Wonder Twin powers, and I was thinking how well you fit the part, but how confusing I would make the other ring in that situation. Are you sure they're twins?
Which one? I mean,
his suit's kind of tight.
Well, people always give them crap about the one can turn into any animal, right? And then the other one can only turn into different forms of water. It can't. Okay, first of all, I will take any superpower. I will take any superpower. If you tell me I can turn into forms of water, gas. A gas is so
vapors. Yeah.
You want to know what else I can be? Ice baby. I can be ice baby. I am Iceman.
I could rain down as shards of ice, just killing people.
You could become a gas, enter people's body, then become ice. That's deadly. That's terrifying.
Form of The Mist, that horrifying movie. Just rolling in.
Just rolling on in there. And that's, yeah, Wonder Twin powers activate. Oh, I was just a bird. You didn't know. No. So anyway, so every week Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we try to make it. How'd you do this week, Steven?
So I got my butt kicked this week and I didn't draw any new pages. However, I've completely formatted pages 1 through 22.
So what it sounds like is you failed with extra
failed.
Failure time. Combo breaker. We're doing so great.
I know I was doing great for a while. Literally, I think it was the past 4 weeks, maybe 3.
No, you've been doing more work than we've ever expected you would have been doing. Anyway. So we are still, I'd say we're still very much ahead. But to what you're saying, let's show the people the new formatted pages because I think that they're pretty amazing.
Yeah, you can do some comparison shots. I can send you some of the original. So you can do comparison shots, but yeah, I basically condensed most of them. Some of the pages were easier than others because some were just panels. But then the ones that weren't panels, even the ones that were panels, I still had to kind of reformat because we were 11 by 17 and we had to go down to 7 by 10 and a half. And when you reduce 11 by 17 to that, it's 11 by 10.865 or something like that. So the pages were a little bigger and had to custom cut them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's all done. They're all in the Dropbox files, so Anthony can balloon them whenever he wants now.
Yeah, so we, like Steven was just saying, we just had a bit of a formatting issue as far as when we go to printing, we want to make sure that we don't lose any art. So in order to do that, Steven's had to just sort of slightly adjust the pages. So everything's still exactly as he's drawn it, just sort of slightly together.
Condensed
digitally. And I think so far, like you said, it's there have been a lot of happy unexpected improvements.
Yeah, page 8. I think page 8 is notably the best improvement because something about condensing those panels over top of that proposal sequence, it just looks really good. So
you know what they say, smaller is better, right? That's what
it's smaller with absolutely no motion. You stand completely still. From what I understand, is the greatest
tiny statues is where
one can have in reading. Don't move at all. Don't have
Don't move.
any rhythm.
Do less. Do less.
Just do less.
Do less.
In fact, just let the whole page go soft at this point. Don't even let the page like be firm. Just let it, just like keep it propped up against like something.
No, so I recorded a very rough demo of what, you know, song 2 is like. Clearly there are only the male vocals. You know, we didn't get Zoe's part yet. We will once we record it officially. But I'll put that at the end of this episode. You heard it. What did you think? What do you think of that song?
I love it, man. I love where like I said, like you already have just like so much power and so much like volume going on with like what you've written already. It's going to be so exciting to like layer that with like other instrumentals, because like I was even talking to Craig about it, and like Logic I can download like instrument packs, like pay for instrument packs, and we can like really get crazy with like whatever we want. Cellos,
we should
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let Deer Hunter just completely inspire me on all their backing tracks. I'm just gonna go nuts.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think we should. I mean, we will do what's appropriate for the song, but we should go overboard and literally just try to make it as beautiful and amazing as we can. I think. But thank you. I don't know. I think that I think these songs so far have really good bones. You know, like they're getting there. So I'll put my first demo of song 2 at the end of this, so people can hear it. Actually, I started a Twitch. Did you see that I started a Twitch account?
Yeah, I knew. I was busy today, so I do need to check it out. What you did?
Yeah. So I started a Twitch account. I don't know how often I'm going to use it, but I figure like if I'm just messing around in my room and I'm just writing the songs and that's all I'm focusing on, I'm just going to start streaming it just to have it out there so people can like see what that process is like. And then, you know, maybe when we get together, we can open it up, like open the app on your computer and just like stream our together, you know, and just keep doing that. Because like, you know, that's the kind of thing that like we were talking to Michelle about, what do you call it? Patreon, you know, we were talking to Michelle about Patreon and like the kind of things that, you know, we might be able to do for people behind the scenes, like, you know, for our patrons and stuff. But like in the meantime, we don't have a Patreon account or anything right now, but like, it's fun. It's just fun to like put that stuff out there. And if people are interested, they can watch it. If not, like we're going to be here every week doing this thing. So it doesn't really matter. You know,
no, it's just like we've always talked about, like how we've always wanted to, how close you and I always want to get to the artists that we like.
Yeah,
you know, it's just cool. Like there's gonna be the 1 or 2 off people that are gonna want to watch stuff like that, and we have no problem going ahead and just giving that to whoever wants to watch. If you want to watch us,
if you want to watch me at 1 o'clock in the morning, just like sleepily sing songs that are making me cry a little more because I'm tired and I just can't. I don't have the energy to hide those emotions at that hour, Stephen. I don't have it in me. Like you'll see. Like, well, so far I'll put the link below. But I started a Twitch account and I just did a quick test of the song. I started playing the second song and I was like, I'm getting a little sad. I'm just okay. Let me just. All right, I'm just gonna start the third song, but the third song is very sad, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it through this one, but I'm just testing the audio, and actually, I think the audio sounds really good for what I'm doing, which is just like one mic over the keyboard, and you can still hear everything pretty clearly. So
you mentioning in your message, you said like how we're gonna cannonball into the, and I think you're right, man. I think what we're working on is going to end up being more magical than we anticipated. And I think we're going to be able to put together something pretty awesome for our first project, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. I'm super excited for how it's coming together. And the fact that we're going to get to make an actual album is nuts to me.
It's
nuts.
Like,
I can't like, and the more I like, there's a little added pressure there, I think. Cause I'm like, oh, well, this went from like just being like a fun side part of the project to like, this is a really important thing to me right now. And I need it to be good, you know? But I think it's going to be good. I think that we both like, we're in this and I don't know, we're both pretty inspired right now. And like, you know, we're pumped up. We're pumped up. I'm all jacked.
You and I have put together some pretty awesome songs in the past. So I know if we actually have a good equipment and actually spend like real time, because now we owe people this album.
Yes.
I think it's going to be, and I feel like albums and songs in general, written from a place of like pain like that, they just end up being really powerful songs, you know?
Steven, people love to watch me bleed, Stephen. It's ridiculous. You want to know what? Okay, this week, you know what happened to me? Steven, I was in my car. 2 things happened to me. One thing sad, one thing amazing and genius and not so sad. The first thing that happened to me, thing 1, I'm driving in my car. So I went to grab my drink and I look down and I see just like this something black beneath my seat kind of shift to the front. And I was like, you know that, like, when you know what something is. I'm like, oh man, like all these thoughts went through my head where I was like, that's a CD case. That's a CD case, and
And
it's
have stuff.
I have stuff. Yeah, that's a CD case full of memories. Like, I'm not like, here it goes. Like, whenever I stop the car, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna look at it, and I'm probably gonna throw it back down on the floor. So I picked it up. I looked at it. It was a bunch of CDs that I made for Atlas's mom, for Voldemort. Bunch of CDs for her, a couple like audiobooks that I burned and stuff. And then like one of the discs was a mix CD that I made that was one of like this like ridiculous series of mix CDs that I used to make. For you kids out there who don't understand, there are these things called CDs. They're compact discs. Discs are these floppy things. No.
They're very small. They don't move. No,
they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect technology. I don't understand why anyone. No,
they're thin. They're just like really thin. They got no width to them, no girth at all.
Like this running joke is not gonna work for us, but it's okay. No, I love it. So I found these really wafer thin, immovable, beautiful.
They're pretty though.
They're pretty. Oh, they're so pretty. So anyway, so I found the CD. It was one in a series of mix CDs that I made for Voldemort. That so what I did was I made like compilation CDs of like songs that we listened to together, or like new songs for her and whatever. But what I would do is I would record myself improvising as a radio host. That's and awesome. I made up this like ridiculous character named Larry Peppercorn, and I was just like, oh, hi there, it's Larry Peppercorn here, and it's just like a Ray Romano-y sort of weird, but it was like this guy who was always down on his luck and stuff, and then he would always get calls in from like celebrities, and like random people would call in and mess with him all the time, and he was always on the verge of like getting fired and all this stuff. Anyway, so I found this disc, and I was just like, I have to listen to this. But I was at work, so I was just like, what do I do? So the reason I'm bringing this up is, so I asked Twitter, I'm like, okay, dear Twitter, do I burn this? Do I listen to it? What do I do with this, this thing? And people were like, oh yeah, you upload it, of course. Like literally everyone's just like, upload it. Give us that. Like squeeze that emotion.
Let us hear your pain.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is.
Let us hear the ramblings of a happy man that is no longer happy. It's what we want.
Previously in Anthony's life, I am full of joy.
Nothing can befall me.
Oh man, the ignorance of my happiness. No, I did actually. So I decided to do like a reaction video where I was listening to it, and it was just like, it's a bit rough because it happened to be in the series of CDs that I made. It was the only one that I included my ex's kids in, so like they were improvising with me and like being silly, and it's very fun, and it's it's a fun memory and stuff. But it was just like
heartbreaking.
Woo, yeah, a little bit. Or it's rough because I have such a weird I have a weird relationship with all of those things, because like I don't know to what extent I have it in me anymore. You know what I mean? Like I've always been the guy who's made stuff for people, who's like gone out of my way to like try to make the best gifts and or give the best gifts, and sometimes you have to make those, but it's just like, it's hard. I know we had those memories, we had those moments, and they were important at the time, and they seem to be appreciated to the extent that like I thought they were appreciated at the time, but then like after the fact, it's really hard to not look back at that and just be like, that was for nothing, like of course it wasn't, but like I do have that, like that's definitely in there where it's just like there's that like, oh man, that one there's a hamster up there who's like, don't do that again, where it's just like is it worth it? Can you even hear me standing with your spotlight on me? Not enough to feed them.
I went the opposite way. Like, is it worth it? Let me search it.
So you're saying I should put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it? So instead of giving gifts, do I take gifts from people now?
You Missy Elliott things is what you do.
I'm gonna Missy Elliott from now on. That's I went. What was it? The Used? And you
Yeah,
went
which
to
was
Yellow.
which is so much more on touch with what we are. But I'm
No,
just
it's
over
no,
here
it's
like,
not, Steven. I like if we've learned anything, it's that we have Black Eyed Peas and Missy Elliott just speaking to your spirit, and the people are here for it. Like I'm pretty sure that people are gonna be on your side. People are like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Anthony, the Used, like nerd," and they're just gonna be like, "Steven's cool."
Missy
So,
Elliott. Yeah, I think my spirit's like, I think that my spirit's telling me that I like music like Coheed and Deer Hunter, but really there's a deeper spirit that likes very.
there's a deeper, more true spirit that wants to take the other spirit out to the woods and tell them about the rabbits.
Yes.
Uh,
Get the hell out of here with your indie prog rock. Get the hell out of here. We got some Missy Elliott to bump. Okay. we got some ha to go on right now. Okay, buddy. We're not going to listen to a musical orchestra of some guy talking about the prostitute relationship he used to have. So get the hell out of here.
7 hours of this, Steven. We need Missy Elliott to reverse our time. We need to just... You listen to this entire album from start to finish 8 times. Missy Elliott would just reverse that, baby. Let's get rid of it. Just...
You could have listened to so many Elliots, you fool. You fool. You could have checked to see if people wanted to funk with your heart. You could have. There's so much you could have done. You could have gotten politically correct and got it started in here.
Okay, like it is true that people do like to funk with my heart, Stephen. No, it's weird though. You know what I mean. Like how much of that do you have in you? Like how much of that does anyone...
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm still on shot 1, so
yeah. So it's like I don't know, like
we had our minor fallout from that, where we had to deal with some ramifications. But I mean, other than that, like, yeah, I haven't had too long relationships. That's
yeah.
Not to make you relive that stuff, but
no,
I understand. I feel like you're actually pretty positive considering. Mm-hmm. I think there'd be. I mean, other people in your situation would be much worse.
Yeah, like. You're right. I think at the very least, it's still in me to like try, because I do understand. But I don't want to feel like I'm worse or like lazy or cynical, and like it's not fair to like whoever my future partner is, or whoever like it's not fair to them that they have to live with like the chiseled, like whittled down, soulless husk of a person. Like no one wants to be with me. No one wants to be with me like that. Or like anything, Steven. This is now a depressing podcast.
You just got like 15 followers to this podcast by saying what you just said.
No, but to that effect, last year I was in a relationship for a little over a month, and
I even got to meet her.
Yeah, you got to meet her, and I created a full album for her of freestyle raps, some of which included freestyle raps as Jason Statham, which think were pretty great. Like if people are interested, I think I have them on my other computer, and like anything that's not directly about her, I'd probably release to people because I think that they were a lot of fun.
Mate, it's Jason Statham. like full on like.
Oh no, it was full. Jason Statham.
That's awesome.
Like it was full Jason Statham rap, and then I think I had one as a kangaroo for some reason, and it was, I don't know. The joke was, I would every time I would drive to her house, she lived in this like. You ever go to one of those gated communities where like it's not just a gate and then a couple buildings? It's like you have to go in. You're in it. Like
it's got a maze.
It's a whole maze. Like the whole time you're in there. So what would happen?
Like I'm lost. I'm gonna die in here.
I'm gonna die in here.
I'm gonna have to forage for berries and kill deer. And it's gonna be.
I never felt right in there. Like I always felt like I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like my car doesn't look like it belongs in here. Like
people think they're gonna get robbed.
They're thinking I'm here to either deliver a pizza. I shouldn't be here as long as I have. I've already overstayed my welcome, or I'm gonna murder them to death. So as I would pull up this is what happened. So I started driving in the very first time, and I just started going like, in West Philadelphia, born and raised, and like I started
did you get to her door and go? I wish I could do it. I wanted to do it my whole life,
dude. But that became so like I was like, So it just became me freestyle rapping every time I would like drive through this ridiculous like circuitous like path, you know? So I told her about it and she, you know, she laughed and I was like, I don't think she understands. Like this is happening every time. So I started just sending her like voice messages of me freestyle rapping the whole drive, like as I'm going through the path. And then I'd send it as I got in her elevator because obviously a place that has like, it's crazy. She lived in a ridiculous, I did not belong in that place.
Wait, she had an elevator in her house, or did she live like in an apartment?
No, it was like it was they were condos and there was
so
each building
like nice condos.
Yeah, they were nice condos.
Gotcha.
Although the person who the person who I had a stocky situation with that you can hear all about in episode 9 had an elevator directly into her house.
Weird.
Yeah, like it was the kind of elevator where there's one apartment on this side and one apartment on this side, so it's just two people have their own private elevator.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super awesome. Like it was crazy. I couldn't. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was another place where I obviously didn't belong, and I mean you can hear that story in episode 9.
That's a good one, actually. You guys should go back and listen to that one. Episode 6 is where a lot of the inside jokes come from too. If you guys ever want to go back to episode 6.
Yeah. So, but I made that whole CD. So I don't think it's just like gone and like drained from me forever. I feel like it comes a little harder. Like it comes a little harder now, Steven.
Even though it's, you know, not sizable. It's not really. It's not very. It's really thin.
That's what you. Brought to you by. Yeah, that's what this podcast. If you take anything from this episode, know that it doesn't move.
It doesn't.
It's the thinnest there could be.
It's so thin. It's like when you take a Twizzler and you pull the one little strand off.
It's basically floss at this point.
Yeah,
Steven, what are we? That's what we're talking about. That's what you need to floss your teeth. What else would we?
A good 1.5 inch strand.
I want my real goal here is first of all just to like have an entertaining moment, you know, because it's usually fun. So what happens is they message me, they start kind of like manipulatively soliciting. They don't do the thing where they're just like, do you want a job? Like they're like hey buddy, where are you from? And it always starts like they pretend that they're a real person who wants to be my friend, and it sometimes quickly, usually like eventually evolves into them saying what, you know, where are you, do you have WhatsApp, you know, can you, and they just want my information. So I mess with them pretty often on Twitter. One of my Twitter friends received an email. Shannon received an email or received a message from one of these scammers, and she posted about it. So I was tagged in it, and so, you know, one of my friends, Erin, she was like, "Oh, you know, this is Anthony's specialty." So I emailed this person. So I initiated and emailed the scammer.
A bot was botted.
Yes. So this bot had no interaction with me prior to this. So I messaged this bot, this Linda, whoever. So I messaged them and I pretend that I'm someone named Charles who is very interested in them and just basically falling in love with them. And all I want to do is talk to them about dinosaurs. So I'll put the text up here. So I'll put some of I'll put my part up here. Their part, I'll also put some of their part, but like their part is basically them copying and pasting like, oh, I'm from this place and I'm stuck and I'm a refugee. It's all fake. It's all just a ruse to get my information. They offered $5.8 million, which like was very tempting. I mean,
You couldn't just make it an even 6?
Right? If you're getting a lot, maybe
it makes it seem more real.
Maybe it seems it's like look. I had 6, but I already gave. You know, I gave some.
I tried to pay some guy $200,000 to do this, and he wasn't about it. So I'm just gonna put the rest of my eggs just out there.
So okay, so like I sent all these messages, and I was just messing with this person, and my goal there was to get this scammer to talk to me about dinosaurs. That's all I wanted. I was like, it would be a lot of fun if the scammer messaged me back about dinosaurs, because I was just like, oh, my love, Linda, like, oh, how we laugh, how we joke. And I was just like saying like I just want to know more about you and more about like your love of dinosaurs, and you know. So that one like was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty good. Not one of my favorites, but it was pretty good. A day or so later, I got another one from this man.
Is the reason named Linda?
No, this man named Paul.
Okay.
So this man Paul starts messaging me, and he's an obvious scammer. He starts so he asks me where I'm from. He does all the things that scammers do. He has the profile that's like completely sparse except for like one or two pictures. He fleets like one thing, and it was the most like random thing in the world. It was like a Christmas tree or something. Like it was just one of those things where it's like someone trying to look like a real profile so they can scam people. You know,
it's like they don't even try though. Like they could try so much better.
They could.
We would be good. We would be good scammers, Anthony.
Oh yeah, I almost want to start just DMing people and try. I want to get people. I'm gonna see if I can get. My goal is to get 10 more subscribers for this podcast and through weird bot like DMs. So this man messages me, and I immediately know he's a scammer, but like I kind of like go along with it for a little bit, where I'm like, all right. But then he starts asking where I live, and then I deleted some of his messages, but he asked me like if I had WhatsApp, and he like started, and like most of his posts were about like how you can make money, and he's just like, I'm gonna talk to you about making money. So what I did was I informed him that I am very happy in my life. I podcast, and I have comic books, and I do all this stuff, and I'm very very happy. And if he wants, I can get him money. I can get him $5.8 million.
I know a girl.
I know a girl. So I was like, what you need to do is I need you to message my money person, Linda. And I sent him. So I sent this scammer.
Just a small town, but.
So I sent the scammer Linda's email address, and I said, she's my go-to money person. You need to talk to her. She handles all my finances. All you have to do is tell her that the code word is dinosaurs. Steven, he did it. And here's a screenshot. I did it. I got Can you
oh man, just know that his little fingers typed D-I-N-O like, and he was thinking to himself like,
well,
dinosaurs.
You know what? This is crazy enough to work. 5.8 sounds like a reasonable.
I mean, if he was lying, he probably would have rolled it up to a 6. 5.8 makes it sound pretty legit.
I'm a liar. I'm a professional liar. I would have gone with 6 all day. He must be telling the truth. So that was one of my favorite things that happened this week. Just getting one scammer to email another scammer. I wish I could see the rest of their interactions.
Oh man, it would be great.
Gosh.
What if you've created your supervillains though? What if
true.
You band together?
Like we already have the evil us's. They're like these scammers are coming. Some of the scammers though don't put up with my crap. It's very funny where they're just like
they get pretty frustrated.
Yeah, they get frustrated with it, which is funny.
I think the reason why they get so frustrated is because you got to imagine, like, as a scammer, you're probably firing off messages all day. No one even responds.
No one responds.
But then the person that does seems ignorant at first, and you're licking your lips like a freaking animal that's about to feast, and then this person just.
It's so good, Steven.
I know, it's great. It's amazing.
It's so much fun. Like every time I post these. So here's the thing. It's something that I've done for a long time without ever thinking to post it. Like I have a whole back catalog of like screenshots and stuff from dating apps and from, like various, like from emails. But like it's something that I've been collecting and doing for a while just because it's funny to me. And I never thought anyone would care to read about them. So then, like when I started posting them, people really started responding to them, and it's been so interesting to watch that become part of my reputation on Twitter, where it's like that's like people have followed me specifically for those interactions, which is really
awesome.
Fun. Like I actually want to go through them, like not right now, but I actually want to go through them and find a couple of my favorite ones that I've saved and read them back and forth on here. Like I'll send it to you so you can play like the bot or play me, and we'll just do like a back and forth.
Oh, because,
because dude, like
We should do that like a weekly segment almost. I think you have enough back catalog.
Oh, I have so many good ones. Like so many. Like one of my favorite ones was, or favorite ones recently was the Illuminati guy. Did you happen to read that one?
I think yes, I did read that one. We gotta do that one.
We have to do that one next week.
Dude, you know we should try. Dude, if we can get enough street cred, there's this guy on TikTok that sings like Facebook interactions, like Facebook dramas. It'd be cool to hear him sing a bot interaction.
That'd be pretty
funny. Great.
Yeah, that'd be
eventually
awesome.
We'll get to that status, I think.
Oh, I hope so. That would be amazing, actually.
He's almost like an Auto-Tune the News, but like better in some ways. Yeah, better probably because technology's better. But yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, man, reading those conversations back and forth would be really funny.
Yeah, so next week, I'll send you the Illuminati one, and then next week we'll read that one back and forth, because that's one of the more recent, like, pretty funny ones that like went in some weird places and just kept getting funnier. I think, you know, like there are.
The frustration it's just so palpable. It's so great. Is.
Well, what's ridiculous to me is like they don't have the frame of mind to recognize when they're being had. Like how can you be a scammer and not know when someone's completely not interested? You know, like you have to, like, dear scammers, scamming #1, like rule #1 in scamming. This is how you scam. But like you have to at least read the room. Like, you have to know, like, who your audience is, right? I mean, isn't that... I think that's probably the case in most situations.
Let's pause, though. If these people were marketing genius, or marketing understanding people whatsoever, they wouldn't be in the scamming industry. They'd be marketing. I don't know.
It could be pretty lucrative, Stephen. We haven't tried it.
We haven't really dipped our toes in the scamming market.
I'm just saying, we could corner the scamming market.
What would we do instead? Like, would we like just give them our comic book, basically? Like, scam them out of whatever the cover cost of our book is and sell them our book.
We should do that. We can give away the first 4 pages for free, and then just like link them to a page where every time they hit next, they give us a quarter or something. Like,
gotta figure out how to do it.
Gotta figure out how to do it.
These guys sold us content. It makes us mad. They tricked us into buying their content.
I bought a book.
No, it's like our family. No, I didn't want to buy that book.
I realized recently that I'm totally letting my room go. Like, does that ever happen to you? You ever just like?
I cleaned my room again today. Like, dude, my kids are horrible. They will tornado my man cave in seconds.
Yeah, well, that's what. So what happens to me is, you know, I get all wrapped up just like spending time with Atlas, doing stuff all day, and then like I'll walk in my room and I'll look and be like, this is a project. You know, I was like I've now, I can see all the little mistakes that I've made where I was like, I should have put that cup away the first time, but that was past Anthony's problem. And also now future Anthony's problem. Present Anthony is going to walk away after setting down this 3rd cup. And now, no, like, that is none of my business. It's none of my business. Future Anthony can deal with it.
Our house has been battling an influx of plastic eggs from all the Easter baskets that the girls have gotten. So that's straw and eggs. I got rid of all of it today, but it was a week. It was a battle. It was quite the battle.
Yeah. So like, I noticed, so, like, what happens to me is my favorite like frame of mind, like my favorite way to have my room is just like everything looks nice, everything has its place. I have a dry erase calendar up there, and I like to keep it just like up to date, you know, like organized, like podcast on Saturdays, have it out by Wednesday. I write it on there. I write like what I'm going to do, my exercise routine and everything. Right now, my calendar says February. Like, so this is what happened. So February came and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna launch the Kickstarter. We're launching the Kickstarter. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like do this and record a podcast. I'm gonna launch a Kickstarter after this. And I got like so wrapped up in like all the actually launching the Kickstarter stuff that I was like, I don't need to work on the calendar. I also don't need to put these cups away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have cups.
I have cups in my room. Like if
when I'm gone.
But I do. So I have like cups everywhere. Like it looks like I'm preparing for the last scene in Signs. Like I'm pretty sure that aliens are coming, and I'm gonna knock coffee onto them and just assume that there's enough water content in there to hurt them. I don't know though. Maybe
they're like bean juice.
but like, so like this week, I mean, not that we're there yet, but like this week I need to assess the situation and fix my
I assess the situation.
Yeah. So because like I keep this, I mean it's a bit chaotic, but at least it looks kind of nice. That
Mhm.
side of the room, what you're not seeing behind the camera is just like werewolves. It's like every spooky scene in Ren and Stimpy where they like zoom in on the teeth and it's just like gross and like, oh, it's just like the most.
I imagine, like, yeah, or like the Ren and Stimpy, or like the SpongeBob zoom
Yep.
in on like the Krabby Patty.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, those hyper detailed drawings. They're so fun.
Yeah, that's just what that side of my room is like. It's been weird lately because like I started the other podcast and I've been doing this and I'm trying to like work on the music and I'm also filming that sometimes. So I'm like, do I even put my lights away or is this like a studio now? You know?
Mhm.
Like, what is my standard living space now? Is it just like studio and then I go to sleep sometimes? Like, is that what I do?
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
That's why I think once we progress enough, it will be cool to get like an office space. Like, even though it seems ridiculous to put money into a rental somewhere else, it, like, if we have the money in the bit, like if we when we I gotta stop saying it, when we get that far, it'll make
When?
sense to us then, because then we'll
When is good.
yeah
Yeah.
I got
I
you.
love Hercules.
Hercules is a good movie. You know what's funny? Like, Michelle had asked on Twitter, like, our favorite Disney, who's everyone's
Yeah.
favorite Disney songs. And what's weird is it's not that, like, Mulan's probably not even like in my top 5
Mhm.
of like my favorite Disney movies.
Oh, I know.
It's in my top 10, but it's not my top 5. But like, I'll Make a Man Out of You is my number 1 song. It's like my favorite song from Disney. I mean, like, there's a few, like I said, Be
Steven.
Prepared.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're Papa, Steven. It's because you're Papa.
Yeah.
It's because you just wanted to feel like a man in his presence. You just wanted to feel like, as you were young, you're like, I have to cultivate this manliness, and I'm gonna become. It's gonna happen. He's gonna see it. My chest is out. Here I am, Dad. My toes are painted, but you also like that. So here we are.
I've sent you pictures. You told me that they're fine as F. I believe is what you said.
We're gonna make a man out of me together, and then like be prepared. You're like, I gotta kill that guy. you're like.
I've been trying to impress this guy my whole life.
What?
He's basically Hitler. Is what I'm saying. I mean, he's got marching hyenas. I mean, it's pretty crazy imagery here.
Steve, where'd you get all the hyenas?
It's kind
Yeah, dude, I mean, because similarly, mine was like, especially Hercules, I am on my.
and I just want to verify for everyone, that's like been hit, like, that's true. Like, since he was like a 17-year-old lad, he's loved the Hercules song for
Yeah,
sure.
dude, like that song, and then I mean, because for me, it's always been like I have these dreams and ambitions, and I identify with that. And I don't feel like I found my home yet. Like I'm not in my place with my people. I gotta find it, and like where So it's that, and then like Aladdin in general. I think
Yeah,
I
would, if I had to like flesh out like a top 5,
yeah.
it would probably be I'll Make a Man Out of You and To Be Prepared.
Yeah.
A Whole New World is
Mhm.
just Aladdin is so great.
Yeah.
The Hercules song too. Yeah, Go the Distance is awesome. And then let's see, 5th song, dude. I really do like Part of Your World from Little Mermaid a lot, actually.
No, that's one of the best.
Yeah.
songs.
It's so catchy and it's so amazing. Yeah.
What was his name? Menken? The guy who wrote that also wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Which is cool because it's like catchy, like great musicals. Alan Menken,
Mhm.
maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Look, but Disney, yeah, those songs are amazing. One of the best things about like writing these songs is I have been listening to music differently lately. Like I've been listening to composition rather than just hearing vocals and melody. Because like normally when I hear music, I do hear the music just like everyone else. I can, like, you can hear, but I've been hearing like the building of songs, it's like Minecraft blocks going together musically for how songs are put together. And it's, it's been helpful for me, it's pretty cool because normally what I do is I'll listen to like the vocal melodies and then try to sing them. And that's pretty much like, I'll sing along and I'll feel the music, but I won't really pay attention to like a lot of the undertones and like the different instruments, that are going on in the background. But lately it's just been like all I've been focusing on. So I've been
That's
like
awesome.
like a new appreciation for stuff, which I really do love because it doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I'm old as dirt. I was talking about CDs earlier.
For sure. Like CDs and tapes but like even like in Kohi, like for me, like there's like some songs like there's some songs where leads are pretty obvious. But dude, like have you ever like deconstructed like the Al the Killer song? Like what the lead and the rhythm are doing like together. And then like Time Consumer is another good example where you the lead and the rhythm like are these two separate parts. When you play them separate, don't they sound okay? But it's when they come together, they really do make this one guitar sound. It doesn't even make any sense how it's working, but it's beautiful. Dude, it's I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that's what I'm hoping, that like when people listen to our first drafts of things, I hope that they are recognizing that it's literally just like the earliest of drafts and the thing that like.
But see, it's gonna be cool. The full circle is gonna be great because. First of all, a lot of people are already bought into the vinyl regardless. So they're going to hear the songs either way. It doesn't even matter. So I think it's going to be really cool to hear what these, because like, dude, like how cool was it to hear Back Into Forever with those weird melodies and different lyrics and stuff? Kind of, yeah. And remember that one time I sent you like, because one of our favorite songs from Coheed is In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3. And if you're a fan of Coheed, that's a top song for everyone. But when it was originally the Upper Armories or the Third Deep, I think was the original title of that song. And like that version, like completely, like not completely different, but like lyrically, it's completely different in some spots. And it's just like, it's weird hearing these different words in these like songs that are so notable, you know?
Yeah, that is funny. And I'm sure like I'm sure that some of these lyrics are going to shift around a bit or, you know, like tighten up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like, that'll be fun for people. I hope, you know, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Oh man. So what else have you been up to this week?
I worked an extra day this week. I did some little side work.
That's right.
That's why my Saturday got kind of consumed by that. I thought it was only going to take me a couple hours, and ended up taking me a few more hours than I thought. Yeah. So I was pretty tired. Look at this nasty blister I got. No. And my hands are basically leather at this point because I've been working outside for years now. But I just a different, you know, I had to chop into lime rock. It was not fun. But worked and then awesome family time today. Tina's brother, it's his birthday tomorrow, so we went over. They do like a weekly sauce. Like they're Italian, so they made a nice, you know, red sauce and went over there for stuffed shells and all that good stuff. So
cool.
It's a pretty good time. What'd you do this week?
I mostly worked on songs and editing and all that stuff. Like Atlas and I, oh my gosh, like Atlas
went to the arcade, right?
We went to the arcade. Like today we had it's so weird. It's so weird because like I play with him. I play with him as much as I can throughout the day before I go to work most days. And then when I come home, we play a little before, you know, he goes to bed. But on my days off, right? Like I try to just be there with him, like be on the ground, playing with toys, do what I can, like have that time. So like I just want if he ever remembers back to being like, Dad, you want to play with me? I want his memory to be of me going, yes. Like I want him to like know that I was there, you know? But like, man, sometimes so I have like days like today where it's like I was off today, so it's just like, all right, we're gonna go to the park, we're gonna make puppets, we're gonna like have a puppet show, we're gonna like, you know, like go to arcade, we're gonna go to Jason's Deli, we're gonna go like, you know, go do all this stuff. So it's just like constantly together playing pretend. Like we got walkie-talkies and like we put, you know, new batteries in them and we're like running around the house like playing spies. So we went to so it's just a full day of just playing and playing and playing and like almost nonstop, where it was like I stopped a couple times to like check on Twitter stuff just to see what people were doing and then like back to playing, you know. It is exhausting. Like it's like it's one of those like it's so funny that it's not like I'm exercising, but it's just like mentally being in a place where a child wants you to be constantly. It's just like I just want to put something on TV and just.
I just want to lay on a couch, man.
I just want to lay down. I've been alive for a million years. My bones are. I am a dinosaur. Let me just go lay down.
Parts of me hurt, and I think I have cancer because of it. And that's what being over 30 is. So like, just let me go.
But yeah, so it is crazy, dude. But it was just like I'm happy to be there, and I do want that, but it's just like. I always feel like my brain becomes mush where it's just like because I don't really know. Every once in a while, like it'll feel like my brain works like either like a radio, like a radio frequency, where I'm like, what should I talk about? Like that's basically how I come up with like pitches get stitches all the time, where I'm just like, no, don't want to talk about that. Nope, don't want to think about that. Oh wait, what about Waldo? Where? Like he's a werewolf. Where's Waldo? Like a werewoldo. What if you can't find me when the moon comes out? You know, like like that's how that works. Like I just kind of like turn it and I start just like playing with associations and stuff. But like but then what ends up happening is like when I do stuff like when we do the podcast, I feel like it's kind of like a gear system where it's like I don't really feel like talking about stuff, but then once we kind of kick it into like a first gear, it's not just coasting anymore. I'm like, oh wait, okay, we're getting somewhere with this. This is interesting. And then like as we talk more, it's like, oh, I put it in second gear. I don't really know how gears work, but I assume it's just like it keeps going up. So anyway,
so yeah, you just stop at a certain point, but I think it just keeps going up.
And then I throw it. But that's how it feels like once I become kind of interested in something or I see that there's like progress somewhere, I just like shift a little harder and just continues like grow and grow and grow. When I'm playing all day with him, I feel like it's just like I'm in neutral. Like, and I'm just like, it's harder to like change the radio station, or I'm just like, I'm too tired. Like, I'm too tired to get out of first gear. I just want to live here. And I don't want to think about anything. And like
we're slightly going downhill. I'm just going to stay in neutral, let the car kind of coast down. And
I'm like, I'm not necessarily. As long as I'm not in reverse, I feel like I'm okay. I'll be better by tomorrow. The car will eventually stop moving. I hope. No, but it's weird. But that's how it feels. It feels like it's just a little harder to like get my brain like in a gear that I'd want it to be in by myself or for myself. After spending a full day just dadding it up, you know? So I don't know. So like, you know, like things like Twitter are a little more difficult for me on days like this. Cause I'm like, I don't feel like those random posts come as easily to me. You know, it's more because like the stuff I post on Twitter is usually just natural thoughts that I have throughout the day. And I'm just like, here it is. Take it, eat it, you know?
Boom.
Yeah. But yeah, when I do stuff, when I'm with him all day, it's like not only do I not have the time because I'm with him, but I don't have the energy because I was doing all of this other stuff, you know? So it's just...
See, it's nice having Chase and Cambria because they definitely occupy each other, you know, which is pretty awesome. They're pretty great. They're pretty great girls, honestly. Cambria was wearing overalls today and she just looks so cute and so big. She's so tall, man. She's getting so tall. It's crazy.
Oh.
My little baby. She's so big.
Oh no, she is amazing.
And Chase, and I posted that video where she finally said thirsty, and I was like, so she's been saying thirsty forever, you know, like she still says her SHs are really funny, her CHs are funny. It's all tongue, but she finally said, and dude, I wish I could just, because I got the video 5 seconds after, but she like literally was talking to me and she's just like, Daddy, I'm thirsty, and then like she realized she said it, and she was like, Daddy, I just said thirsty. And I was like, oh my God, you did. And then like we had like,
you filmed it,
yeah, it's this little moment of her saying thirsty. And it was just, I'll send it to you so you can
post I'll put it on here because that's
it was so cute because like whenever she speaks, I'll sometimes like 9 times out of 10, I just say the right word back to her so she can see me saying it. But every now and then I'll say the word she said the way she said it, and she'll correct me and she'll go, no, Dad, it's thirsty. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, thirsty. She's like, no, thirsty. Like, it's just funny.
I love that.
Like she hears it in her head, she just can't do it.
The weirdest, it's funny because like Atlas says scapetti instead of spaghetti.
It's almost superior though. It almost sounds more Italian.
He says scapetti. It's scapetti. I mean, my scapetti. And like, you know what else he says? He also says, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. Atlas says, and he always has, easy peasy monkey squeezy. It means nothing.
It's not a word.
Not a word. Mangy. But he says it, and it's just a thing that he says.
It's his phrase.
Laugh every time because I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's your phrase. You can't. Nobody can tell you it's wrong.
Yeah, like you can tell me what monkey means, man. Like that's good. Like good for you. You just created a word. I don't know. Shakespeare did it. You're a little Shakespeare now. It's all. You're a genius. I don't know. No, it's so funny when kids do that. Like one of my favorite ones was so do you remember the song Little Baby Shark?
Yes.
Okay, like everyone like huge familiar, you know. So okay, when Baby Shark first came out, at one point in the song they say "safe at last," like you got away from the shark, you're safe at last. So Atlas knew that. So Atlas knew that it meant that's like when you're safe, it's safe at last. But what he thought in his head was they were saying "fat last." So he would. So when we played tag or something, he'd run to a safe part and he'd go "fat last."
Fat last.
Fat last. And I'm like, no. Like, you're safe at last. You don't say "fat last." He was like, "Fat last." Like,
listen, Dad, the song's pretty clear. The lyrics are right there on the screen.
The lyrics are right there. It's on the screen. They were safe. They say, hey, they told me what to say, and I'm saying it, Dad. I don't know why you're correcting them and me.
Say fat last. He's like, I got it.
Got it.
It makes for awkward times when like they're racing and the fat kid's the last one though.
Yeah, we did have a moment at the park today, but it's weird. Like it's hard. It's hard to be a parent sometimes and like deal with like playground politics where it's like some kids just don't play fair, and it's like I don't know. You have to look at your kid and be like, listen, he's a cheater. He's a piece of garbage. That kid over there is just a monster, and we hate him. And what you have to do now is go punch him in the face. No, I don't do that. I can't do that to him. So like, no. So like, like when you create a game with people, no matter what it is, if you're a kid and you're like, hey, we're gonna play tag, you all know that the rules of tag are like, I'm gonna tag you. When I tag you, now you're it, and you have to try to tag people. Those are it. Like that's the rules. Let's do this.
Pretty simple rules, Junior.
Simple rules. So like they were like, okay, we're playing cops and robbers, and it's like you're a cop and you're a cop, and I'm a robber and I'm a robber. So it's like they said it. I watched them. The kid's like, all right, so the cops have to try to tag the robbers, haha, and they all run away. Atlas like. He's not very fast yet. Like he also like the thing kids do and they kind of hold back. Like he doesn't want to
want to fall.
He doesn't want to fall. He's just kind of like nervous. He wants to catch people, but he also doesn't like full go. Like he hasn't done that thing that like Superman does when he realizes he can jump really far. Like he's not like stretching his legs yet. But I watch him like open up a bit, and he just like catches the fastest oldest kid. I like blew my mind because he's never done it. He's never Atlas has always been really safe. He's like he'll play and he's like very kind and very open, but he doesn't usually catch the kids. Not yet. He did. He was like, I am the cop. I'm gonna catch this criminal. And he opened up and he reached out and bam, the kid definitely got caught. And the kid stopped and he was like, no, you have to take me to jail. I was like, wait. Are you saying that the 6-year-old child has to pick you, 8-year-old child, up and carry you to some undefined location in the park? What are you talking about?
No, you got tagged. You got tagged, you cheater.
You got tagged. Stop cheating. So like, but I just saw Atlas's like whole spirit, like just like sink down. Atlas caught this kid and he was just like, no, like I'm going to change the rules. So I'm just like, son,
that sucks, man.
Like, yeah, it just sucks. So I'm like, I'll bring you to an arcade. Like, that's not the first issue we've had. Like, if this makes it into the podcast, if you have kids, tell your kids to at least be kind. They don't have to play with other kids. Like, that's freaking fine. Like, if your kid wants to like play by themselves or play with their friends, like, totally cool. Don't just ignore kids. Don't just be a jerk. Just say like, no, thank you. Like, it's not a big deal. Like it's, because like there have been so many times where I brought Atlas to a park and he's just like, hi, my name's Atlas. Would you like to be my friend? Want to play? And he's just like the sweetest. Like you hear this, and I'm just like, no one could ever reject that, right? Like this, like there's no way this could ever go any way other than him having like this like Huck, Finn, Tom Sawyer best buddy situation while we're at the park. Like that's gonna happen every time, right? So wrong, Steven. So wrong. Like most of the time,
mean kids.
So many mean kids, and like it's always him starting off like, hey, my name's Atlas. Want to be friends? Like, want to be buddies? I'll be Batman. Who do you want to be? Do you like games? Like just like trying his best to like put his, like get out there and like get out of his shell. Like he looks at me. He used to be like, Dad, will you please do it? And I got him to like do this. And it was just kids just beat him. Like just like the worst kind of no, like just so much worse than a no thanks. Just like it's like no, or just ignoring. You're like, ugh. Anyway. So like, but like playground politics, like dude, yeah, playground stuff is like is so frustrating because once there are other kids around, he wants that interaction. And like, I totally get that, especially since we're doing virtual school and stuff. He wants to go play with other kids. But I'm like, if the other kids are jerks, just come play with me again. Let's just go back to what we were, because like we were having so much fun before the other kids showed up. But then the other kids come, and it's like it changes the whole dynamic where he's like, I'm this independent person, and like I want to, you know, show these kids how cool I am in my bendy shirt and stuff, you know, which is cool. Like I never wanted to walk next to my parents, like in the school. I was like, I want to be, I'm an independent human. Shut up, you know, and. So I get it, but at the same time, like those kids are monsters, and I hope that their dad gets
cheaters, man. We just got to out cheat the cheaters, which you got to do.
Listen, son.
I mean, if he's gonna take a lesson from dad, I mean, we're talking about becoming the scamming bots ourselves. We're just guys they one step ahead.
Like, son, next time you run him in my direction, I put my foot out. He falls. It just happened. He hit me. He owes me an apology, and now he's also in jail.
Dude, if you need me to come. I've tripped a few kids in my day, so very, very secretively.
It is. I think the funniest, like one of the funniest things is when I try to never speak like negatively to children that aren't my child. Like I don't speak negatively to him, but like I try to never say anything to the kids, but I will say stuff around a child about their parents. Like, wow, it would be really nice if someone was just paying attention to how rude some kids are, and this, you know, just like doing this like kind of passive aggressive but very direct and very loud. Like,
man, who raised these children? Jeez.
No, like I mean, I've only done that a few times, and it was very specific. Like it happened twice because of the same child on separate days at a park. It was very like there was one kid who just like targeted Atlas for some reason and just like walked toward him and just pushed him over. Like just like Atlas wasn't even looking. He was just like looking around, like playing, and this kid just pushed him, and he looked at me, and he's like, "What do I do?" And I had to like go over there and just be like, "This is inappropriate. Are you kidding me right now?" You know, and like this little, it was, and his mom was like looking at her phone, and a group of other moms like all looking at their phones, sitting there, and it's So that was a whole situation. So you know, so I put that kid up in a tree, and I was like, "Can't get down now, 5-year-old." Ha 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 ha. Like learn to be taller.
Pinata boy.
So.
Get your candy.
That's not what I did. I locked him in the bathroom. No, it's ridiculous because I mean, and that's like the weird. That's the weird balance.
We don't want to fight. We never even
want him to fight. I don't want him to fight ever.
I've never wanted to either, but some,
so it's crazy, right? And yeah, so it does suck that I'm gonna have to teach him to murder people. But
Cambria loves the Power Rangers right now.
This is the show, Dexter. This is what we do with bad people. If there are bad people, this is what Dexter does. You have a slide collection just like Daddy. Oh, you like slides? I like slides, Dexter. Like slides? This is what we do.
We plastic a room.
Oh, Steven.
You gotta pick a kill room. That's the most important thing. He goes kill room. Sometimes the victim doesn't even matter. You just need to know where you're going to kill the person at. Just have one ready. This got dark.
So the problem with this is I'm going to keep all of it just because it doesn't matter. I'd like to imagine that people understand the level with which, like, the extent to which we're joking. Obviously, I think the spiral down the hill started like 10-15 minutes ago. Yeah. All right. So Stevie Wildcard, what are you going to work on this week?
I'm going to fall right back into my 2 to 3 pages. I might even try to make up for it. I don't have any more photo editing to do, so it's just going to be raw drawings for this week.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to see those. The previous pages all looked awesome. So I'm going to completely finish song 3, which is going to be a little devastating to feel as a human person. I'm going to try to record like quick demo of it. So I'm going to finish the song, record a demo of it, and I'm also going to set up all of the files in my program for lettering. So I'm just going to start playing with that and just kind of like feel out the like fonts and stuff. I don't really expect to actually get any pages done this week because of the songs, but if I do, that'd be cool. We'll see.
Yeah.
But my plan is just to set everything up, like send some stuff to you to like figure out like what fonts we want to go with and like just make sure we orient everything and it's gonna work out. I think it will. I know it will over time, but I want to like get it set up. So thank you all for listening. If you're only listening to this on one of the various podcasting apps, we are on YouTube every week at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll post all the links below. Please make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. We're so thankful to have you all listening and watching every week. We really would love it if you would hit subscribe and like share this podcast with your friends and stuff. It would mean a lot to us. We're going to continue to post updates. Thank you all for subscribing and liking us and like helping us actually make the Kickstarter successful. It's been amazing. If you're here from Kickstarter, we love you, and like feel free to ask us any questions ever. So, but yeah, we'll talk to you next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Big he is now, man. He's huge. Look at this little thing.
God. He is so pretty.
He's so awesome. He's just so snuggly and cute. What's up, Samuel? Can you say hi to the fans? Say hi.
Our Samuel Fanuels.
Our Samuel Famuels. You're not fam anymore. But anyways, continue. Sorry for the dog interruption.
No, we need more dog.
Yeah, we do need more dog.
We're gonna get more viewers because the dog was on screen for longer. Did you see that? Did you see my fleet from him? Tell Steven what you did with the baseball game.
I killed it.
No, dude. You know when you go to an arcade and you're like, I want to get top score. Like I want to stop. What are you doing? You itchy? You can't be like scratching yourself on the. All right. So
it wasn't on camera.
Yeah. So you know when you go into arcade and like you want to get the top score and you're just like, oh, like, and sometimes those games you're like, that's impossible. No one can get like 400 baskets. Like I don't see how anyone did that. That's nuts. Someone must have cheated. The top score was 21 on this baseball game. It's the kind of game where they have the metal bat that you pull back and a little ping pong ball comes down and you have to let go of the bat and it knocks the ball into one of the so you either get a home run, you get an out, or like different runs. Anyway, it's true baseball. So once you get 3 outs, you're done, you know?
Okay.
The top score was 21. He got 28.
Oh my gosh.
He had almost.
He just had a system down, huh?
He had a system. He had a rhythm going where he was letting it go at the same exact time every time, and was bouncing off the wall right into the home run every time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I got home run a lot.
And I filmed the last 8 points or something. Like it was nuts because it was blowing my mind watching him do it. Because you were amazing.
We should
He's like,
do that again.
Give me a kiss. All right, go to
You
bed.
learned from me, so we should.
That's
do
right,
that
I did. Say goodnight, Steven.
Good night, Steven.
good night, Atlas.
I've been here before, with one knee on the floor, and I asked for your hand. Of course I'll say yes. I've always known this. You are my man forever. I want to believe those things you said to me. Help me understand what forever means. Me and you, the things that we do, the world we've built is growing. But what should you choose? Was anything true? The cracks in this world are showing. We all stretch our limbs, cracking, begin again. But the seed of this love is worth sowing. Carry this way, 'cause we know someday it'll be more than we can take. We'll carry on this way. I just know we'll be great. So of course I will say Of course I'll say yes. I've always known this. You are my man forever. I want to believe those things you said to me, but I've seen the end of your forever with me.